What's cracking, guys? Omar Isov here. It is damn near below 0 degrees outside, but we don't give a fuck. We're doing a long loose Q&A outside. Out of my short shorts, okay? Thighs for the guys, calves for whatever the fuck is Team No Calves. But we're doing a long loose Q&A, so sit your ass down, enjoy yourself. This is an opportunity for you guys to ask me questions on Snapchat. If you're not following me on Snapchat, you already should be Omar Isov. That's where you guys ask the questions. You fuckers asked over to 200, 300 questions. So I apologize if I don't answer your question. I'm going to try and work through it. So the format, 30 to 60 seconds maximum, and I mean maximum per question. If it's a really good question, then I'll make a video on that topic. So 30 to 60 seconds, sit down and enjoy yourself. Let's get to it. It's cold! Mr. Nick 87, he literally has a dildo. Hey, do you, bro? Will starting bodybuilding at a young age at around 12 mean that when you're 18 you won't build as much muscle as someone who started at 16 because of newbie gains? That's like a really good, kind of complicated question, but the short answer is no. The earlier you start, the better when it comes to lifting. I would advise a 12-year-old, and I don't even know why you're watching my content at 12 years old. I feel like it's inappropriate. I feel like I'm saying shit that like your mama and daddy would be, disappointed. It's like, you watched that fucker? And so what I would say, honestly, is stick with bodyweight movements for now, like pull-ups, dips, push-ups until you're like 14, 15, 16, start hitting the weights, like doing squats, all those things. You can integrate those, but no, it will not slow down or prevent you from having newbie gains. I think if anything, much like those smart-ass weightlifters, Russians, Chinese that start off super young, it'll build up that technical ability early. Yo, Omar, Q&A question. Do you think people who aren't an intermediate strength level can use things such as elbow sleeves, knee wraps? I know they can benefit someone training that's more advanced, but my bench press max is 260 pounds. Should I use that equipment? I think of things like elbow sleeves, wrist wraps. They're kind of like protective gear, preventative gear. I think for some of those things, the major benefit, like knee sleeves, no one really talks about. I should make a fucking video on this. Is proprioception, and what that means, it allows you to try and feel or activate that muscle. Because sometimes it's hard, and what I mean by that is, I personally feel when I wear knee sleeves, even the lightest ones, they're not even providing any real support to get extra knee extension, but just wearing that or wrapping even something super light around the knee joint. You feel that area, you're more likely then just to be aware of where your knee's tracking when you squat, and thus I think you have a better squat as a result. Same idea when it comes to wrist wraps. That's kind of more for stacking, where it just increases the joint stability, how it feels in your body. So for you, from a psychological perspective, it can help. The short answer is I would say for no one, especially if they're intermediate, to like rely on it, where every single time they just get geared up, they wear like $300 worth of gear when they fucking lift. But when you're feeling achy, when you're feeling tired, whatever, janky, for lack of a better word, I don't think they're a bad thing. Just, once again, don't become a gear whore. Karina Fitness wants to know, she wants to know if she fasts. I assume that she's doing like an Orthodox or like a Lent fast. How much strength is actually going to go away if she reduces like what she eats over that fast? Honestly, it's just like periods of stress or anything else like that, that when you're stressed, when you're in a suboptimal condition, you just have to lower your volume when it comes to your training, and know that strength actually is pretty damn resilient. There might be temporary fluctuations, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. Temporarily your strength might go down, but actually just as easily you lost a little bit of that strength, like maybe that 5%, it'll come right back. As long as you've been training for a long time, building that solid foundation, your body is fairly resistant to losing a gain. So I'd say 3 weeks wouldn't be no problem whatsoever. You'd probably have to take a 1 or 2 week reintroductory phase of doing higher volume, higher intensities, and you'll be right back where you were. Redhead Chris 98, thanks for letting me know, bro. Like your Tinder profile. Do genetics decide what rep ranges are best for personally for someone to grow muscle? What about strength? That's honestly a great question. Yes, I do believe that certain individuals respond better to different volume approaches, different intensity, different rep ranges. And the best way you discover this, honestly, it's a really shitty answer, and I know people hate when they hear this, but you got to find out what works for you and experiment. But that truly is, because lifting's a learning process. There's not one set of rules. There's a lot of great general rules, and then we give guidelines like rep ranges, percentages, between 60 to 85% for most of your training. But when it comes down to, like, for me personally, I'm someone that thrives off of higher volume. It's just the way my body works. It's the way that I respond to growth when it comes to muscular growth. It's just the way that it is, even for strength. Other people, like I've coached people where 3 or 4 times a week is what's optimal for them. You have to study and focus on these things and actually track how your progress is going and notice the patterns, because success does leave clues. And so if you have really great training blocks doing a certain amount of volume or a certain amount of frequency or a certain amount of rep range where after like a month or 2 months you're just noticing more growth, that's probably what you needed. And another thing I'd say for everyone out there, it's oftentimes in the rep ranges that you have not trained that you have the most muscular growth potential, because you've just not been hitting up that exact rep range, right? You're hitting the lower rep ranges, so maybe you're training a little bit more for strength, you're training a little bit more what we call for mechanical tension. But when we talk about, you know, just damaging the muscle then, or just incurring the most amount of tension, it could be something completely different then. So rep ranges, what you're not currently doing is probably an area that you're leaving a lot in the tank. It's okay, man, I feel great. Papa Hans wants to know, favorite alcoholic drink? Why choose just one is my question. If I'm going out, the standard one, because I do like stouts, would probably be, if it's something that's either on tap or bottle, would be Guinness, just because that's something that, you know, is readily available. But probably the best one I had, me and my boy Greg Knuckles, we had that Westfall Terran, and that was pretty fucking dope. Thoughts on marijuana use with lifting fitness? I don't think it interferes with anything at all. I think, you know, getting baked before you train is fucking stupid, unless it's something where you're not trying to do an intense session. But I think everything responsibly, being smart about it, doing it at the right time, I honestly don't think it would interfere huge at all. If anything, it might provide you just a little parasympathetic recovery. I know a lot of athletes honestly straight up do that. There was a gold medalist, I think, at the 1998, he was Canadian, that's why I remember it, games, that he got caught with like marijuana in his bloodstream. They're like, performance enhancer! And they actually stripped the medal from him. So I don't think it's bad at all. You just gotta do it within reason. You can't become a fucking deadbeat. A turbo bulk. What's a turbo bulk, bro? I'm sorry, bro, I don't know what that means.
Sushi.
My favorite is when people do the humble brag, and I fucking love it, bro. Do you? This guy, I'm not going to say his name. Dude, in my first 6 months of lifting, I went up 15 pounds and my bench went up 40 pounds. Is that good? It's fucking great, man. Pat yourself on the back. I would say this, that people oftentimes, I do think competing in a fun way, in a way that's healthy, is a good thing, but I think oftentimes people get way too caught up what someone else is doing. Race against yourself, try and beat your old self to be always better than you were yesterday, and that's all that you could ever really hope for. This journey should be about you. It is narcissistic, but I mean that in a good way, where you want to become better. So honestly, man, do you. Pat yourself on the back. Buy yourself a year-long subscription to Brazzers. You earned it. Michelle Kickham wants to know, how are you so damn friggin' awesome? I paid these people. This is a paid one. This is out with an alternate account. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Got you.
Mike the Calf, I hope that's like Team No Caps, wants to know, how do I stay as good looking as you or not, though, except you can be, will it?
What?
Questions people ask when high, Volume 1. But I'm Big Pappy. I want to compete in powerlifting. Where do I start? By signing up for a meet, and I'm not even trying to be funny when I say that, is that I think once you set the goal for yourself, then everything falls into place. Like either get a coach or find a good peaking program. A peaking program is what you want to do, where you're going to gradually drop off the volume, increase the intensity, get either a good coach, get someone to go with you, read the rule book, and just have fun with it. I've never competed myself. I'm planning on 2017. I said that before in weightlifting. But for you, have fun and just have a blast and hit attempts that you know you can get. Don't be a hero. Kareem Galal wants to know exercises for dorsiflexion mobility and how dorsiflexion in the deadlift is important. That's a great question. I actually have a whole video all about ankle mobility. It's like 13 minutes long, and it's what I did every day for like 3 to 4 months to really increase my ankle dorsiflexion. I would just point people to that. Ellis, my cameraman, wants to know, how do I unfat myself? Great question, buddy. You kind of make me look bad here by, you know, implying that I currently am not helping you with your goal. I would say what I want you to do is take a fist, like just put it into a bowl, and what am I going to say?
Fist yourself.
Wow. Yep, you nailed it, bro. Oh, God. We can do more, bro. I got at least 5 more in me. Before I lose consciousness, I got at least 5 more. Can you get these fucking goosebumps on my thighs, bro? Hey, someone wants to know, where do you get that sweet Christmas sweater I see you wearing all the time? Did Jazz get it for you? No, that's a great question. Actually, it comes from my apparel line. Time for a quick plug. Rascal Apparel. This Christmas sweater, I released a holiday sweater, festive sweater. I release it 1 time per year. We do limited edition releases. I released it a few weeks ago. Now there's only 15 or so left. You can get it at rascalapparel.com. We got a whole bunch of new releases. Thank you, as always, everyone, for the support. I obviously don't promote this stuff nearly enough because everyone in the comment section is, yo, where'd you get that shirt? I suck. I fucking know it. I apologize. Rascal Apparel. Hope you get it before it sells out. My hands actually go numb. What's a good split for someone who can only make it to the gym 4 times a week? Great question. His goal is strength and size. Beautiful. Upper lower. Upper lower 2 times per week. So 2 times upper, 2 times lower. One of those times for lower and one of those times for upper would be more strength based. So you're trying to attack like heavier weights, doing like a 5x5, and the other time would be something so that in a way this is almost like just daily undulating periodization, where then you just do high rep ranges. So one day more strength, one day more bodybuilding. That Doogie dude wants to know, you never answer my question. Joke's on you. Just answered your question. Oh! But that wasn't a question. Dominic Burrows wants to know, effective ways to improve cardio that aren't boring as balls. Great question. I know all the bros are like, sex. But the correct answer, bro, your last 2 minutes, bro, your last 2 minutes, bro. Frog pumps, 200 of them. What I was gonna say is, you gotta find something fun that you like. I would say sports are really important. Else, what is that?
Or sex.
Or sex. I'd say sports are really important. So soccer, playing football, playing any sport that you like. Me, I like to do the prowler. I like to do. I practice the movements that I'm going to do, but I do higher rep ranges. So that, in a way, honestly, is cardio. And then at the end of the day, when it's indoor, I do still play a little bit of soccer. I try and get in 1 time per week. So you got to make it fun. Do things that you enjoy. Sports are honestly some of the easiest ways. One more question. Wonky685 wants to know, do you have problems keeping your butt crack clean because of your glutes? I've not reached that Kai Green level, or I know Cali Muscle made a whole video on whether or not he could wipe his own ass because he has so much damn muscle. I've unfortunately not attained that level of size yet. I can still keep it squeaky clean, one wipe shits, but maybe one day I'll have to hire an assistant to wipe my ass. I can dream. One can only dream. Well, guys, that is all the time we have. I hope you enjoyed watching me turn into a fucking popsicle. If you liked the video, I'm watching you. I'm staring right into your soul. What the hell are you waiting for? Like the damn video, and I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace!